Hey everybody, welcome back to the Two Dumb Yins 182. Wednesday, November 2nd. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, I'm living the dream, baby.
Yeah,
Living the dream.
Of course, today, is Hump Day.
Hump day.
No, I said hump everything. What? Too much.
What's going on, my man?
Oh, I'm enjoying the day.
I see you're back in the
Yeah,
living
back in
room
the,
or whatever the hell's going on with your curtains there and the
I'm back in the dungeon. I do have a little buddy in the background.
I see that. I was going to comment on that.
Yeah, it's Thomas Jefferson being protected by some weird little monster.
I thought it was you. I thought you had a self-made stuffed animal made for you.
I wish I was that cool to have a self-made stuffed animal, but I don't. I'm not that cool anymore, man.
What else? What else you got going on? What's that back over near the end of the table?
I got some candles back there.
Okay.
You gotta make the room smell good, man.
Yeah.
I don't have them on right now, so the room's kind of funky.
Right.
Might be smelling like a little ball sweat right now, but it's what you have to deal with.
Yeah, I like the curtains dark. They keep some light out for you. That's good.
It does. I don't have to see the neighbors.
Now, what is this room? Is this your bedroom?
Yes, it's my bedroom.
So this everyone is where Mike sleeps when
Yes.
you don't see him, and it's nighttime and you're at home doing your thing. This is where Mike sleeps. So you can only imagine what goes on in that room that you see behind him.
It's actually a suite because right now the bed area is separate from the living quarters. Okay. So it's suite. I am on the suite.
Is it like a like a one room, like one big room?
Yeah, it's one big room, and there's like a folding, like sliding doors. That kind of.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's the suite, man. Up on the third floor of the house. Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I would have been able to make it through the show without knowing these things. I had to.
Oh, you're the one who kept asking.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about you.
You, as you should. I'm concerned about myself.
No, I said hump everything.
Get it?
Too much.
But hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Two Dumb Yinzers. This episode 182, of course. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Lots, Mike, I had something totally different going planned for today, but you know what? That's all thrown out the window. Yesterday, leading up to 4:00, there was a lot of action that went on in the NFL, and I think we're going to talk about that today. Tomorrow, we'll get back to some of the things that I had here. I'll fill you more in later. And also, we forgot to do something yesterday as well. So I have a load of shit for us to do today, Mike.
I heard that a little birdie told me there was a lot being written for the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got spies everywhere.
I'm gonna poke her in the eyes.
Actually, it wasn't her; it was the little one.
He didn't tell you. Get out of here.
The extent of my conversation with him is like goodbye.
Yeah. Mike, of course, is not. It's a studio. You can see he's at his location afar.
Yes.
And we're going to talk some Steelers today. We're going to talk a little Steelers. I know we haven't talked about the Steelers in quite some time.
No, it feels like months since we've talked about the Steelers.
The big news, Mike, of course, yesterday leading up to the trade deadline, wide receiver Chase Claypool gets traded to the Chicago Bears. A lot of fans disappointed. Some fans that know what's going on are kind of okay with it. And you know what? There's even some fans that are excited. They're excited that it's happened. So we're going to talk a little Chase Claypool today. Mike, explain, please do me a favor. Explain how this is good, because apparently there's people out there that just think this is terrible. The Steelers are they're turning into this different team. They're starting to make bad decisions. The things that they're doing are we're losing, and why we giving players away. Please explain why this is a good thing.
Well, we're seeing this throughout the league where, my God, look Look at the Eagles. Look at to a lesser extent, the Jets. Look at the Miami Dolphins, where you're trading players, you're gaining draft picks. Now, the Steelers right now currently hold 3 picks in the top 45 of the draft. So it means theoretically, you're going to get 3 of the 45 best players coming out. So that's a first rounder and 2 second-round draft picks to rebuild this team. And you're seeing this now throughout the league. And the NFL is catching up to where you see it in the NBA, baseball, and hockey, to where trade players for draft capital and get these players that you can plug in right away in your first 2-3 rounds. Because first rounders should definitely start right away. So same thing with your second rounders. Now, if you get third rounders that are going to start right away or later on in the season, those are key picks to have. And for why trading Claypool now? Well, you already signed Deontay Johnson to what he contract extension for the next 2-3 years. You have George Pickens, who's come on to where he is the team's number 1 wide receiver of the future. And Claypool's the one who's left by the wayside. You're going to move on from him. Yeah, he's under contract this year, next year. But if he has some good years, next 2 good years, somehow turns around this half season, has a good year next year, he's going to walk in free agency for big money. And if he signs somewhere else, the most you can get for him for the draft compensation is going to be a 3rd-round pick. And that's going to a lot of factors go into that, like how well he performs with this new team, his contract, free agents that the Steelers sign. So at best, you're going to get a low 3rd-round pick. Now you're getting at best a high 2nd-round pick, and at worst maybe a mid-round second-round pick. That's
and a lot of people don't realize too that
rebuild the team. If you draft properly, and Omar Khan is he's already showing now he's going to do things differently than what Kevin Colbert did.
And a lot of people don't realize that Chase Claypool, he is only a 2nd-round pick. This is not it wasn't like this was our number 1 guy. We're giving up on him after a couple of seasons. He was the 2nd-round pick, so we could possibly get something equally as good or better, hopefully better. And like Mike said, you get 3 players in the top 40. That's 3 of the top 40 best players coming out of college football. The more the better, the more the merrier. And of course, yesterday was the trade deadline at 4:00. Mike, Chase Claypool really felt. I mean, he felt that he was a number 1 receiver. Do you? I mean, what do you see with as far as he goes? Going over to Chicago. Did you see? What's his future look like for you?
Oh, God, if he can put it together, he would be. I would have put him in a top 3 receiver or top 5. He'd be a top 20 receiver. He has the ability. He has the measurables that you're looking for. He has the height. He has the speed. He is physical. Like at Notre Dame, man, he was that physical receiver. He was bowling people over. He was dominant in the run game to help run blocking. He would make those combat catches. Now in the pros, we haven't seen that from him. We see him fall down, try to get the big balls.
Very weak.
Yeah, and he's joining a wide receiving core that's not the greatest wide receiver core in the league.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their roster right now. I know some of these names, but they don't jump off the screen at you.
Right.
I'm seeing, N'Keal Harris, who was a draft bust from New England. It's just not. He's good. He can go in there and be the number 1 receiver for them, and maybe different scheme, different coaching staff. Maybe they can get something out of him that the Steelers couldn't. And that's what teams do in every sport. Get someone who has this great potential and see if they can get something out of him the previous team could not. And I, like to see it change around because he's a fun player to watch when he's on. Like we saw it in his rookie year. He was almost unstoppable. But he's never caught back to that magic. He's had flashes of it. But I don't know. If he puts it all together, he could be a top 20 receiver in the league. But right now, he's just a mid receiver in the league.
Yeah. And it's between the years. Like you said, the guy has he has all the pieces. He's strong. He's big. He's physical. He's fast. He's athletic. But I think that his problem is between the years. And whenever team is able to straighten that out, I think it's going to get the most production out of Chase Claypool. We just found out yesterday. I just found out yesterday that apparently Chase Claypool was deemed a distraction in the locker room. I didn't know this prior to. There were some suspicions. I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little suspicious, a little skeptical, but the apparently this trade, Mike, it's been on the table for a few weeks now.
Yeah, it was. God. Yeah, because ever since he became a quote unquote distraction, that's when the talks really heated up. And I noticed too, and what I read online is the Steelers were holding out for this second overall pick. Like they've been talking to like the Packers for swapping, getting their second round pick, and then the Bears came along, and Omar Khan and the other general manager, I forget his name right now. They're like, okay, we'll make the trade with the Bears because you're assuming that Green Bay's Aaron Rodgers, even though they're not that great this year, they're going to finish better than the Bears. So you get a better draft pick, trade with the Bears, and you just hope it holds true.
So there you have it, everybody. Chase Claypool, it's going to do a few things in my opinion. On our end, it's going to put George Pickens in a better opportunity to make more plays. And then we're also going to see maybe some more of Sims, maybe a couple of these other names that we haven't seen as much. And hopefully moving forward with the schedule, getting a little less, a little more favorable for us, maybe we will start to see those number 2, number 3, number 4 receivers pop up a little bit more. And I think we're going to. Like I said, the teams that we've played so far, we've played 3. We've played teams right now, the top 5 in the league right now are Buffalo, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Dallas, and Miami. And we in fact we played 3 of those teams. So I think moving forward, just by the nature of the schedule, you are going to see things start to improve a little bit for us. I don't think you by all means don't think that we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Don't start buying, selling off your kids' things to get your Super Bowl ticket. It's not going to happen. However, I do predict that things are going to get better, Mike, because they just have to. Another cool thing that I did see, I actually told you about this yesterday, Mike. In 2006, when Coach Cowher's last season, I believe it was his last season, the team started out 2-6, same as this year, 2-6. Okay, the team finished 8-8. The 6-2 turnaround that they had to make them 8-8, it all started with a game after the bye week against the Saints. So I don't know what how much stock you hold in the football gods, but I know the football gods are out there and they do make things happen. And I think, like I said, I think things are going to improve. I think you're going to see better performance from our quarterback, from our running backs, from our line, from our tight ends, from our receivers, to our defensive line, linebackers, the secondary, special teams, head coaching, everything, the whole way around. I think things are going to get better. You could calm down a little bit. We're not going to be, sitting through losses for the rest of the year. Many games on the rest of the schedule are very winnable for us. And even if, they become tough games, I say they're going to be tough games like the 17-14 loss to the Patriots. We're done with tough games as far as 38-3, 35-13. Hopefully.
You hope.
But I do. The last 9 games, Mike, I think it's going to get a little bit better.
It should. The schedule, like you said, is going to get quote unquote easier from here on out by the level of the competition we're playing against. But like I said yesterday, man, this season, you just kind of, I hate to say it because it's like what the Pirates say. Oh, you can't look at the record. You can't look at the record. This year, the record really is not going to matter for the Steelers. Now you have to change expectations as the season goes along. And that's what any smart person's going to do. Any smart organization is going to change expectations as you're going along in the process. Okay. Now we're sitting at 2-4. Yes, you'd like to be a lot better, but now let's manage expectations. If we win, awesome. 2-6. My bad.
You gotta make it sound as bad as it is.
I know, right? But yeah, you just have to manage expectations. Like, all right, we'd love to see a great turnaround. Is it going to happen? Probably not. So let's take a look at the younger players, see what they have. Who's going to improve? And we also made the trade for the cornerback yesterday. I'm sure you're going to talk about that. But, that's bringing someone in, more or less a rental. What can they do? And that's what they're going to do. They're going to start looking down the depth chart, seeing who's producing, who's not, who's going to play through the adversity. Tomlin's all about that ever since he started here, is how do you respond to adversity? And how do you push through that? How do you, that shows a lot about you as a player and as a person. Like, how do you handle adversity? So it's going to be interesting to see what changes come out on a personnel level and who steps up and who doesn't. And look for the players who don't step up this year to not be here next year.
You mentioned Jackson Johnson. What's his last name? Jackson.
Hold on, I have it right here. William Jackson the
William
third.
Jackson III. I just want to make
Yes.
sure I had that written down correctly. Before I get over to him, Mike, I do want to say Calvin Austin III underwent successful foot surgery yesterday, and
Yes.
he is on his road to recovery. We will be very excited to see him back next year.
And speaking of that, real quick, right now the Steelers only have 5 wide receivers on the roster, so look for some moves to be done around here. Don't be surprised if someone's picked up off the free agency or off a practice squad somewhere.
Yeah. With the whole 6 catches we had all year, maybe we do by all means need more receivers to spread it around, right?
You got to do something, bro. Like, gotta do something.
But Mike mentioned the cornerback Will Jackson III we got from Washington yesterday. Now, Mike, people, I don't know if people know, but back in 2016, we had our eye on Will Jackson III. We wanted Will Jackson III. We were going to draft Will Jackson III. However, the Bengals stepped in, grabbed him before we had a chance to, and we got stuck with Artie Burns. So we're getting our guy.
I will not take Artie Burns slander. My man had a damn good rookie year.
So this guy, he's seasoned now. He's a veteran. He played in the league. I watched some tape last night. I seen him getting burnt a few times. Some pretty bad defense. Anyway,
he fits right in.
He fits right in. He should have no problem.
I don't mind the trade, to be honest with you. It's we're not on the hook for his salary. It's like he's a rental player.
What did we give up, Mike? What did we give up for Will Jackson?
We gave up, I believe, a conditional 5th. No, we gave up a conditional 5th round pick to get him, and like a conditional 6th or 7th round pick. So depending on playing time and roster, if he gets re-signed and stuff like that, the round will change. But it's not till 2025 that draft pick.
Yeah.
So that's smart that you bump that down the road. So you're hoping, okay, by the time that 2025 draft comes around, if this guy pans out or not, you're not going to be missing that draft pick. You're not going to be hurting for it. And I like it. You're not using something from this year and next year. That's showing that they tend to rebound after this year and possibly next year hey, it's going to be these 2 drafts coming up that's going to set us up either for future success or future failure. So they have this. You're kind of seeing, what Omar Khan is thinking is like, hey, this year, let's trade some pieces away, rebuild, get better next year at that draft class, and boom, be ready to go. It's kind of like what the Rams did, what we're seeing with the Dolphins, what we're seeing with the Eagles. Using a 2-3 year window to retool, reload, and go.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love trade deadline, especially when
I didn't think the Claypool was going to move. I didn't think the Claypool was going to move yesterday. When I seen it, like you said, it starts making a lot of sense. And like you said, hopefully it plays out the way that they have in mind, and get players. And guess we'll wait another year. Matt Canada, Mike. A couple quotes here that he made this week. Matt Canada says players got to play better. See, now I think this is where the jawing back and forth is gonna start. Or like I said, maybe the trade deadline happened and coach stepped in and the GM stepped in and said, guys, you got to stop pissing around. We're turning into one of these dysfunctional teams. Let's turn it around. However, prior to the trade deadline, Matt Canada said the players have to start playing better. And then also he says, quote, the players need to stop making mistakes over and over, which is always a good point. You got it's part of it's part of it as well. So they know and more what the mistakes are than we do. And and we see mistakes out there in the field by the players, but it is going to be a team effort, and this is what Mike Tomlin should be able to step in and this is part of his job. You have to avoid a disaster in your locker room, and they are on the brink. They're on the brink of disaster. So hopefully that trade yesterday kind of sent a signal, sent a out to everybody. We're not pissing around. We're trying to make this team better. This is what it is. We're going through a time right now. Every team goes through this. A lot of fans aren't going to understand the business. They don't care about the business. They're football fans. They like to watch football, and they just, they're going to have to wait a season or two because it is what it is. And, I am behind. I'm behind Coach Tomlin 100%. Like I said, I feel now that this, I've become more of a fan of his over the past few seasons. I'll just put it that way. But I'm behind him. I hope he gets it together, and I'm ready. I'm ready for the Saints next week. You know what I mean? I understand the business behind it, but also I am a football fan, and I'm gonna get on, sit down 10 days from now and 11 days from now and watch the Saints game. And you know what? There's a chance we may win. Again, the top 5 teams are out of the way. We got a bunch of winnable games: Colts, Saints, Falcons, Bengals. Who would have thought that before the season began?
Right.
They would be a team that you're looking forward to. However, they are, especially if Chase doesn't make it back by then. They're expecting Jamar Chase to be back for that game. If he doesn't, I didn't think it was going to be that much of a drop down when they lost Chase last week. However, the game that I watched the other night with against the Browns on Monday Night Football, they got problems.
They do, because
Cincinnati has problems.
Yeah, which is surprising because they had a couple years where it was just Tyler Boyd and just T. Higgins where they were damn good.
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, they're going to go right back to it, but they didn't. I was shocked, to be honest with you. Like, I'm a huge Jamar Chase fan, and I didn't realize he was that. If removing him from that team would be such a big loss. You knew it was going to be a loss, but I didn't think it would be that big.
Yeah. I think the thing is, once, and I think we covered this in a different way before, but you like you said, you got the 2 guys, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. You build with them. They're good. Things happen. They're good, good situation. And then you bring Jamar Chase in, and you kind of you think differently. You start, let's build our offense this way because now we have Chase and your receivers, they take on a different role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in their minds, they have to now get back to where the team was thriving to get in the position that they got to. So it's a whole mind thing. You have to get in there, rewire the mind of many, of multiple people, and try to get back to that point until Jamar Chase could get back in the lineup. And you know what, that we're seeing very early on, as as the weeks move on and it gets closer to him, I'm sure they're going to gel a little bit more in that sense and start to bring it together. However, I think that, we've seen the first game without him. We're going to see the second game without him this week. I think that's going to be kind of important to assess what's going on in Cincinnati's offense. But then you just watch. You watch after that, and then maybe by the time he gets back, they'll be on all cylinders. But to be honest with you, this team is one of the biggest disappointments for me this season. Like,
huge. Like them, and even in the Rams too, man. Two huge disappointments.
What's the Rams sitting at right now? Do you know?
Hold on. Take a look here. It's not pretty.
They're not sitting pretty in Los Angeles.
3-4.
They're one game better than. What are we? We're 2-6.
Yeah,
and
they have a negative 39 point differential.
Wow.
Yeah, of course. We have negative 77. Worst in the league, baby.
32nd, everybody. We were 32nd in the league in scoring this year. So. Hopefully,
players play better. We're not going to redesign plays. We're not going to draw up new schemes. You just got to play better.
Right. Don't take any responsibility as a coach, by all means.
No. Like I know, like other teams, they have their meetings with the press, with the offensive, defensive coordinators. But is there any other coordinator in the league like this, like clueless? Just.
I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, there was coordinators that we had on both sides of the ball in the past that you loved, that you hated, that you despised, that you just adored. This guy, he's clueless.
He's
I think
the cream of the crop.
This fella here is he's a high school coach, in my opinion. I don't think that he knows what to do in the pros. I don't think he's ever had a pro job prior to being the offensive coordinator in the Steelers, with the Steelers.
He got chased out of Pitt. Chased out of LSU. This guy's just
there's a guy that's getting chased out of everywhere. That's got to be a red flag.
like, he had what, that one good year at Pitt, went on to LSU, and then some other small school, then winds up here.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's just, ugh.
On the other side of the ball, Mike, there's another interesting statistic I have here. A few things that I've written down. Because we're hoping to have a healthy TJ Watt back when we do get back to play against the Saints next weekend. Everybody next weekend, not this weekend. Of course, this is the weekend that we turn the clocks back, so that's very important as well. You're going to want to remember that come Saturday night. But next weekend, Mike, they're expecting TJ Watt to be back in the lineup on defense. So let me give you a little rundown since his rookie year, the numbers of sacks and how they look from then to now.
All right.
In 2017, the Steelers had 56 sacks. That was his rookie year. They were first in the league. They finished first in the league with 56 sacks. In his second year, they had 52 sacks where they were tied. They finished the season tied in first. 2019, they had 54 sacks. They were first in the league that year. 2020, they had 56 sacks again, first in the league. 2021, 55 sacks, first in the league. And also week one of this season, the 2022 season, they had 7 sacks. 7 sacks, the first game of the season to be tied for first in the league with sacks. Now, since then, from week 2 to this bye week, they have 8 sacks. They're tied for the fewest in the league.
Oh.
And this is without TJ Watt, of course, which in the past, there's been times when he wasn't in and for a significant amount of time. I mean, I think last year, the year before, whichever it was, we still was able to maintain and get to the quarterback to some extent. However, yes, the first week of this season, Mike, we had 7 sacks, first in the league. Nobody had more. And after half a season, they have 8 more. 8 more. They have 7 in one game, and then they have 8 in 7 games to be tied for the fewest. So, I'm hoping that getting a healthy Watt back in the lineup is going to make a big difference. What do you think, man?
It should make a huge difference because the line's gonna have to change their whole protection scheme now. They're gonna have to shade over to him, put 2 guys on him, move a running back over, move a tight end over. They're gonna have to change the blocking schemes. You're gonna hope, hey, that's gonna free up more room for Highsmith because when's the last time he had a multi-sack game? Week 1, correct?
I believe so. It was early. Yes.
Cam Hayward's best game, week 1. So that's gonna free up a lot of people to generate more pressure now because the whole offense, they're going to change their blocking scheme to shutting down Watt. So that, that's going to free up so much space for everyone. Then you're hoping like if Ogunjobi comes back and healthy and playing at the level he was before he went out, okay. And then
when's he expected back, Mike? Do you know?
It should be soon, I believe.
Okay.
I don't have that stuff in front of me right now, but yeah, I'm hoping he'll be back soon.
You get Ogunjobi and you get TJ Watt. That's
huge. And then, like I said, that's just going to free up everyone else to where now TJ Watt's going to, he's going to generate pressure. No matter if you double team him, triple team him, single coverage, whatever you want to do on him, he's going to generate pressure. So that he's generate pressure from there. Now everyone else can generate pressure too, and you're going to see those sack numbers go up. Are we going to get up in the high 50s? No. We're going to. We should hopefully hit over 40s.
We have half a season left, averaging 50 some points. Maybe we could get about 25 more sacks the rest of the season.
Yeah.
We have 9 games, a little bit more than half. We have 15 right now. So even if we get 25, that puts us up in the 40s. That sounds about right for having your 20, your all-time lead TJ Watt out for a period of time. You get back in the 40s. That's not that bad having him out that long that he has been out. I'll take that. I'll take that if they can get in the 40s.
Yeah, me too. And hopefully, this year in the offseason and the draft, we'll get better depth because going forward, you're going to need you're going to need 3 outside linebackers minimum. It's the way, unfortunately, we're seeing TJ having the same issues that his brother had.
Yeah.
So you're going to need that depth to not just step in for key moments in the game when he needs a break, but maybe for stretches at a time. You hate to say it, but that's the reality of the situation. You're going to need 3 outside linebackers, and that third one has to be almost starter quality.
It is literally the halfway point of the show, Mike. We're going to switch a little bit. We're going to go over to hockey for a moment, to the ice. The Penguins lose again.
Oh.
I'm watching this game. We're up 5-3 in the third period. I thought we have this. We're back home in the States. We're at home in Pittsburgh. We're beating the Bruins 5-3, third period. Okay, things are getting back to being good. I started getting the post ready to put up on our social networking. I leave the room. I do about 3 things. I come back, and the game was 5-5 going into overtime. I kid you not, it was that fast. I didn't even go back to see what happened. All I know is that it was 5-5. They were just getting, going into the end of regulation time. I did watch the game, the short period overtime that they did play. The Boston Bruins did win 6-5 in overtime against the Penguins. However, we have a real quick chance, Mike. We'll get back to the Bruins in a second for you. We're to turn it around because we are just driving. Well, they're flying, but we would drive just right up to Buffalo for this game. And they play tonight. They play the 6-3 Buffalo Sabres in Buffalo. The Penguins are 4-4-2. Game starts at 7:30 tonight, and they are, Mike. They are wearing their retro jerseys. The first time they're wearing those retro jerseys. It's funny to me that they're retro jerseys because they came out in '92, which would be equivalent to us in '92 having somebody say this is from 1962. This is retro, which would have been a long time ago for us. So it's unbelievable to me that people were saying that 1992 is retro and a long time ago, because 1992 was just yesterday.
It was last week.
Yes.
The
Dream Team. That was 1992, the original Dream Team. That's 30 years ago.
Yeah, someone was like, "Oh, what movie hasn't aged that well in the past 20 years?" And that's not 1992. People like, you shut your fucking whore mouth. So yes, 92 was not retro. But anyway, the Penguins, ever since that jersey was announced, have lost. Have they won a game since that jersey was announced? I think not. If they have, it was a fluke.
I haven't seen this P. Who drew that P? Was it your son, Mike? Did your 4-year-old draw that P that they're putting? Is a logo now? I don't like that. What's that?
I think my kid has better penmanships and he can barely write.
Who's in charge of these decisions?
And he brings back the pigeon logo that derailed a third Stanley Cup run.
Mm-hmm.
All these people, oh my god, it's such a cute jersey. And fuck you. We had the first F-bomb 32 minutes in because we're talking about that stupid fucking sweater.
Yeah.
Oh. I was doing well today too.
You tell Mike is excited.
And then the Penguins. This is typical of a Mike Sullivan coached hockey team. Oh, we have a huge lead. Defense, keep pinching. They're going to go, we know they're going to want to attack, so keep pinching. Let's get out of position.
Yeah.
Let's not establish a forecheck. Let's not, play smart situational hockey. No, let's just attack. Fuck playing defense.
Right.
Such a well-coached team that they have there. It's just they refuse to change tactics when they get a lead. They don't know how to manage scoring situation.
Over to the Diamond. Game 3 of the World Series last night finally played after it was postponed on Monday night from the rain. In Philadelphia, the Phillies, Mike, the Phillies go up 2-1 in the World Series. They win 7-0 over the Houston Astros last night. Game 4 tonight at 8:03. You know what? I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to say this. I didn't want to agree with you, but I'm getting a feeling about these Phillies. It just seems like it's their year. If the Astros can't find a way to cheat, they don't win, right?
Exactly. I mean, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. All right, it's pro sports. Everyone's going to try and get an advantage. So you want to cork a bat. You want to steal signs. Don't make your signs blatant and obvious. Other teams, Jesus. But I have a feeling, Philly might do the double dip this year, man. Baseball and football.
I think there's a lot of season left in football. I think a lot of things could happen. I think Jalen Hurts could blow an ACL. I think the things could happen in Philadelphia. I'm not giving them the Lombardi Trophy just yet, because I don't think that they're going to beat the AFC team if they do get to the Super Bowl. I do think highly of Philadelphia. The Eagles, I'm sorry, I think they are going to do very well, and I very good chance they're going to go far in the playoffs. I think that's no secret to anybody. However, if both Philadelphia teams win, Mike, please say what you're going to say, because I can't think of anything bad enough that I'm going to do to myself just yet that will happen if both of those teams win the championship this year.
We thought Pittsburgh's infrastructure is bad. Buses being swallowed, bridges collapsing. If Philadelphia gets 2 championships in such a short span of time, their roads, their light poles, the town's going to look like a wasteland. It's going to be crazy. But you were saying like, it's a long season. Jalen Hurts can get hurt. That's what happened last time they won. Carson Wentz was on like an MVP type run. He gets hurt. Who the hell is Nick Foles? Nick Foles comes in and takes.
Not only wins the game, he's throwing, he's catching touchdowns.
Yeah. So if that holds true, look out. Gardner Minshew might be the
hero. He is not the worst backup quarterback. I actually like Minshew. He's got some. He got game. If they both win, Mike, I will hang myself. Not the traditional way. I will stretch my scrotum out, wrap it around my neck, and then hang myself with my egg bag. Is what I'll do if both of those teams win the championship.
We'll put that up on the Patreon. Got to create the content. Got to push.
Yes. Good. You seem like you had one more. You had something else to say about that.
I lost it after that one. After you're going to kill yourself by hanging yourself with your scrotum.
Yeah. See, I thought the killing myself was actually secondary. I thought the entertaining part was the fact I was using my scrotum. Wasn't that pretty funny?
That was pretty funny.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, Mike, we're going to jump back to the gridiron, but we're going to take it back a notch. We're going to go down a level. There's a huge football game getting ready to happen this weekend, Mike, and I didn't even realize it. This Tennessee Volunteer team that started in the 20s at the beginning of the year, ranked in the 20s, and then they beat Pitt in this real close. Remember, I think it was multiple overtimes. There was a bunch of players injured on both sides, crazy game, and it was the Johnny Majors game. And I thought, you know what? Whoever wins this, good for them. Tennessee will probably see them next year, blah, blah, blah. So they beat us in that game. They win another game. They win another game. Well, here they are, Mike. They're undefeated. They're sitting at number 3 in the country. The Tennessee Volunteers, Mike, the team that struggled to squeeze out a win from Pitt, are sitting at number 3 with possibly one of the biggest televised regular season games this season. Tennessee, number 3 I'm not sure where it's at, but I know it's versus number 1 Georgia. Mike, is there a bigger college football game?
No, because right now, like, I'm looking at AP Top 25. Right?
Yeah.
Georgia 1, Tennessee 2. Wow. College football playoff rankings: Tennessee 1, Georgia 3.
Wow. Tennessee
coaches
1.
poll, 1v3. This is insane. It's the biggest game of the year. It's bigger than what it was Tennessee Alabama.
Yeah.
Now, if Tennessee can go in and beat Alabama, beat Georgia,
yeah.
Who saw this coming?
I knew this team was good, but I didn't know they were this good.
Yeah.
They're sitting at number 1 in the playoff poll. Wow.
Yeah, I believe that's what I just. Yeah.
I'm in shock. I'm in awe.
Yeah, this game's gonna be a barn burner.
You know what? I can't wait. I thought, the Steelers are off this weekend. Pitt, they lost. What am I going to watch? I mean, I need football for the weekend. What's going to be a good game for me to watch? And now Tennessee and Georgia, Mike, this might be the biggest game of the season. This is a bowl game. This is a bowl game.
This is like your
national
championship.
You want to watch a bowl game in November? Tune in to this weekend because Tennessee and Georgia this
is a playoff game.
This is a championship caliber game. National championship, people.
And this is going to be Georgia's biggest test of the year.
Absolutely.
They haven't
see where Georgia falls. You're right.
They opened up against Oregon, who's now ranked 11, and then after that, no one that they played is ranked. Like Florida, they played Florida. Florida was ranked at one point, but they had like Kent State. It was 39-22 against Kent State. So like Georgia has some.
And Pitt was ranked at the time, and they were ranked higher than Tennessee when they played.
Yeah.
So they're, if you look down the list and see teams that aren't ranked, there's a chance that they were ranked before Tennessee beat them.
Yeah. So this is going to be a fun matchup. Like SEC football's fun.
Absolutely.
I know people like, it's SEC. It's just
so
overrated.
Much talent.
That's where all the top talent goes for the most part. So when you get
a lot of these kids that are Alabama area, Florida area, Georgia. I mean, the best kids from that part of the country, usually end up being pretty good in the pros. So
this is going to be a great game to watch. I hope it lives up to the hype, and
I believe. You know what? I hope and I believe it will. It would be a big disappointment. However, if Tennessee goes and dominates and blows out Georgia, I'll take that. I don't want to see Tennessee get blown out because then people say, well, you know what, Tennessee, they kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a mistake to put them at one in the playoff rankings. But if Tennessee shows up Saturday and beats the shit out of Georgia, then you have a whole different story. You know what I mean? We're talking different next week.
It's going to be because I'll take a look at something here real quick. Oh, and I was going to say this could be a matchup for the playoffs for like the SEC championship, but they're also in the same conference.
Yeah, right. So
they're going to have to. I did not realize that.
So this game is basically that championship of that part of their conference, correct?
Yeah, to see who more or less who's going to move on to play either because on the other side you have LSU, Alabama, and Ole Miss all ranked, LSU 10, Ole Miss 11, Alabama 6. So it's Alabama a lot of 6. Good SEC teams.
So this game has a very good chance. The winner of this game will more than likely be playing Alabama for the SEC championship. I just don't think LSU is that strong. I mean, they're ranked, but I've seen them play. Yeah. They don't look quite as good as these other teams. And who's the other team? Ole Miss. Say Ole Miss was the other.
Ole Miss was the other one. Yeah.
And Ole Miss.
I'd like to see a rematch of Tennessee, Alabama for the SEC championship.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that as well.
Because you'd have I
think Alabama always gets the hand. They always get the pass for whatever reason, even if it's
because it's Alabama.
Because it's Alabama. People want to see. And college football knows this. People want to see the best players that are available. And you know what? They usually all play for Alabama. That's where you go. You go to Alabama. You go to Ohio State. There's 5 schools. You see them every year in the top. You know who they are.
Yeah, they're the.
Mike, we made a big blunder yesterday. We did. My Browns win over the Bengals the other night did put us in a tie for our picks this week. Mike, we did forget to handle that. So I thought to myself, let's do this right.
I can't wait to hear this.
I took the day yesterday and I really, I separated myself from everybody. I put myself back in my office and I closed the door and I thought and I jerked off and then I thought some more. And then I thought this has to be. It's a very complicated system because how often do we come down to in the picks where we have a tie and we have to go outside of the picks to determine the winner? So, Mike, this is very complicated.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to listen very close, okay?
No.
So this is what we're going to do.
No.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ready?
I knew it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, wait, you can't see mine? That was actually scissors. Let's do it again because you couldn't see mine. I was unaware that it wasn't in the camera.
Okay. You're like, it's scissors.
All right. So I have to do it up here. It was the scissors.
You're good.
Okay. So hold on. You picked the rock. I picked the scissors. Okay, I'm ready. Ready? Set. Let's rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper, fuck. Do it again. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Damn it.
Rock over scissors. So I am the champion of the picks around here. I win the picks. You will not hear the end of this for the next few days because it's got drug on a little longer, but I will have my crown on tomorrow. We'll have a ceremony. There will be royal music. It'll be majestic. Mike, do you want to concede? Do you need to praise me? Anything of that nature?
Considering I have won every single week, and you finally won one, I'm going to let you have your money.
All right, shut the fuck up. But that was Mike. That is from now on the procedure.
I love it.
Okay, so
I love it.
As long as you can understand that. If you're having no problem understanding that, then we're going to be good. You got it. Okay.
Here we go. Get my Geno Malkin face.
Yes. I seen it last night. I was watching the game. I seen his hang mouth going through neutral ice, and I thought, there it is. He's slowing down.
It's slowing down. That's why he takes those neutral zone penalties, man.
Yes, it's like a wind sail on a boat, people.
Poor Geno.
Geno. Let's see, Mike. What do we want to do next? I believe it is time, Mike, for all right, Mike. We have Donald Trump and Barack Obama due in Pittsburgh. I believe today. It's either today, sometime between today and Saturday. I know it's really soon, but they are coming because there's a big Senate race. Two people that I can't personally stand going against one another, Dr. Oz and Fetterman. These two former presidents, Donald Trump and Barack Obama, will be in the Pittsburgh area doing some campaigning for those two guys. Matter of fact, you could take the two guys running, you could take the two guys that were president, and you could throw them all the fuck out of Pittsburgh as far as I'm concerned, because I don't give two shits, but they will be here. Mike, you will be able to go see your hero.
Is it gonna? Yes, me and Barack. So is it gonna be? Is there gonna be a rumble? Like if anyone saw,
I want a tag team match.
Yeah, there should be a tag team match.
Dr. Oz and Donald Trump,
because you had like the two big guys in Fetterman
and Barack
Trump,
Obama,
who look like they couldn't take a bump. Then you got the the two guys that look kind of fit that'd be bumping, flying around all over the place. It would be great.
Special guest referee Elon Musk.
Yeah, and where's Vince McMahon? Vince ain't doing anything right now. Get on this, Vince. Get on this. This is up in your alley.
And Elon
Musk. The Penguins don't need to use to use the new arena because they suck right now. Might as well put something entertaining in there.
I tell you what, not Donald, but Elon Musk, he'll wear a blue check verified shirt, a refereeing shirt for whenever he referees the match.
Yeah, that he paid $8 for.
He paid $8. That's right.
See, speaking of that, real quick, I just want
to going right into it. Hold your thought.
Oh, okay.
Next, Twitter staff, Mike, they have been told to work 84 hours a week. Managers slept in the office over the weekend. They're trying to get done the demands of the new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk. I think where Mike was going, he was going with the verification. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to kind of cover it in a whole real quick, and I'm going to pass the ball. I'm going to pitch Mike the ball. Mike, yes, as he said, he wants to charge people $8 for the verification check. Initially, the plan was for $19.99. He comes in, he says, you know what? We can't rely solely on advertisement. Everybody, we're going to charge for that blue verification check on Twitter. It's going to be $20. Everybody up in arms. We mentioned it yesterday. Stephen King, fuck this shit. We are not. If you do this, we're out. He then lowered his price. It's at $8. So now he's pissing the people off. He's pissing the people off that work there because they're working 1 million hours a week. What's with Twitter, Mike?
This is just fun watching a billionaire blow through $44 billion. You bought a company because you were boo-boo faced, mad about it, and then you're just gonna run it into the ground. You're making these last minute changes, coming in, we're gonna do this, and this is the day we got to do it by forcing people to work like that. No, fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck you. France used to have a solution for this back in the day. People, they had a whole revolution where bust out the guillotine for people that demanding like that. This whole verification thing. What I am going to do, I'm just going to start making up fake accounts of like famous people like Elon Musk, and then pay to get my blue check mark.
Yeah,
and I'll start making tweets like I'm Elon Musk.
The thing is, this generally doesn't affect the average man, the average person. This is people that are famous, celebrities, has somewhat of a following. They then, you get this verification. So I think that it just kind of falls in the line. You either like him, you hate him, and
it's like, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're right.
No, I was gonna say we can't rely on ad revenue. You can't rely on ad revenue because all the advertisers are pulling out because of the way you are, the way you act, the way you comport yourself. So now you put it on people to like that, want to use this to pay you, whereas you're the richest man in the world. You should be able to find advertising revenue. If you're the richest man in the world, you should be able to maybe support it on your own. You're going to charge people $8 for a privilege of having a blue check mark. You did not think this through, unless your whole plan is to destroy this platform and then create your own.
Right, which is
that would be the only logical end game to it. This person's not logical.
You know what I do. I honestly believe there's more to this. I don't think he just came in and said, "Let's change the blue check," but I think that there is, something ultimately that's down the road ish, and as far as what he's doing, I don't know what it is. People don't know what it is just yet. But you know what Mike said. For the most part, I'm not famous. I don't have a blue check mark. I don't care. And you know what? Even if it was free, which it was, it still didn't affect me. So I'm going to just continue to keep talking about it, talking about his eccentric ways. And there's another thing about him, like he only, he's the spaceship guy. He's the Twitter guy. He's the car guy. There's just something about Elon that's going to keep people talking no matter what he does. And I think that this is just that. And I could care less. I couldn't care less of what he's doing with Twitter, but it is fun to talk about.
Twitter, he for his space program, that's all government funded, and Twitter is money that he borrowed from the Saudis.
Yeah.
It's just the fuck.
Powerball ticket worth $150,000, Mike, was sold in Westmoreland County yesterday. The big jackpot did not get hit. The over $1 billion, the $1.2 billion dollar jackpot did not get hit. However, somebody in Westmoreland County here, right outside of Pittsburgh, did hit $150,000.
Hey man, that's no shit, man. That's $150,000 you did not have previously.
Yeah,
I'd take that shit. I gotta play the Mega Millions again.
Yeah, you did so good last time.
Oh, I know. I didn't play at all. I bought one ticket that one time. Yeah.
Here's what I heard you guys talking about tucked away in my office yesterday, jerking off. I mean, getting the plans ready
getting your mind right.
So, charges filed against a 90-year-old Pittsburgh woman for alleged theft at the casinos in Pittsburgh. I didn't really look into the story. However, I heard you talking about it out there. What? Give me a little bit of insight on what happened here, Mike.
Oh fuck! What did she do? She found. Oh yeah, a guy he got up and he left. I guess his wallet fell out or something like that. His wallet was on the seat, and so she went through it, took out the voucher, took out a wad of cash, and then dropped the wallet somewhere else.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 90 years. She's like, fucking, it's free money. I'm old. Fuck yeah.
Them casinos make you do some crazy things. I don't know if it's the lights. I don't know if you get seemingly normal people go to casinos and all of a sudden they become a thief, or you see something at the next machine that's left behind, and I'm going to grab it. In any normal other circumstance, you wouldn't do those kind of things.
That I was over at the one of the local casinos, and I was over there. Some people, put my voucher in, and I thought I grabbed my money. We were all sitting there talking. I walked away, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my money. I go back, and it was gone. So, my friend worked there, like, hey, this is what happened. He got security involved. They find the guy who did it. He denied. They caught him on camera. They kicked him out. Oh, no, I didn't do it. Until the sheriff showed up at his house, and magically the money appeared.
That's the thing. You these
find
people,
that you realize someone made a mistake.
They have more cameras in these casinos than they have in Fort Knox, and people still lie. That's my favorite part, when they show you on the camera. They show the people.
Yeah, that ain't me.
Yeah. Real quick, Mike, I do got one other quick one we want to talk about. Kelly Bundy, Christina Applegate, Mike. This was a bit of a surprise to me. She's gained 40 pounds and can't walk without a cane. Now, of course, we know that she dealt with the cancer. I believe it was a breast cancer in the past, but now she's been diagnosed with MS. Kelly Bundy is she can't walk without a cane. That's crazy to me, man.
That's nuts. Because you still think of her, even after she had the double mastectomy and everything, she was still
she was still Kelly Bundy.
She still looked like Kelly Bundy, man.
Now she's like Peggy Wanker. Remember Peggy's mom on there, Al Bundy's wife?
Oh,
she was supposed to be this real big, huge woman, and Kelly Bundy got those genes. She's going to be Peggy Wanker.
That's kind of sad. Because she's like one of those celebs you never hear anything bad about.
Right.
It seems like a down-to-earth, normal person, and bad things happen to those people.
A couple of things we do have to do before we run out of time. I want to say big thank you to Trucks from yesterday. Yes. He stopped by the show, was chatting a little bit with us. That's from Troxel's football streams this time of year. Other times of year, Troxel's sports streams. He also has other shows that are guided toward the NBA, and also the insights and what was the name? The end zone uprights and insights. I'm sorry about
upright.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these are all great shows. I've seen
Yes.
them all many a times. As a matter of fact, during the football season, I spend a lot of time over on Trucks' streams. Really great. He gets a lot of people in there. You could chat. There's things going on, throughout the chat. You can support. Make sure you get over there, subscribe, like, all that stuff. Great guy. Not only a great show, but he truly is a great guy. He's been on our show before. We love Trucks. We always love hearing from Trucks, and we support him 100%. So I would recommend everybody get over and check him out. You're, say there's a lot of things going on. Maybe say you're at a wedding. Sometimes on Saturdays, Sundays, you go to a wedding, or just things that you don't want to be at. Maybe sneak into the bathroom and you go over to YouTube and bang, just push a one button. Trucks is going to tell you exactly what's going on during the game that you're interested in. He does games all day in the NFL. He gets the big games. He also gets Thursday night, Monday night, and then anything else that is high profile. You will see Trucks. So check that out. Truxel's football streams. Again, that's this point of the year, but through the rest of the year, it will be Truxel's, not football, but Truxel's sports streams. So everybody check him out.
And if you have a wedding at this time of the year on a Sunday, you deserve everyone sitting there watching Troxel's stream.
Absolutely. And who does? These people that do these weddings during football games always blow my mind. It's not the guys that come up with this. It's not the guy. And for two, who does anything on Sundays to begin with?
Even if you're like two people who don't like football and you're going to invite people that who like football, they're not going to have a good time there.
No. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
TwoDumbYinzers.com. Head on over there. As you arrive, boom, right there in the screen, like right here. Boom, today's episode. The most recent episode. As you scroll down, boom, every episode is on that page. There's links for YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere you could find Ryan and I is on TwoDumbYinzers.com.
Everybody, yes, dude, please continue to check us out. We are also over here on YouTube all day, every day during the week, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. live. And this show that you see now will be uploaded at 8 o'clock on Spotify in podcast form. If you just want to listen to the show, that will be there. That will always be there. And you can always go back and check out your favorite episodes, anything you missed, anything you might have a dispute. Maybe you disagree with us about something. So they're always there. You can go check them out. A couple other real quick notes, Mike, before we do jump into the trivia. I have a big some announcements we have tomorrow. Tomorrow is I'm gonna play a new song from Rock Solid Entertainment, which is the guys from Hit 'Em Hard Music. The guys, Prime Sinister, Cigarillas, Dust, the whole crew. Prime sent me over a song the other day. I'm going to get it up tomorrow. They're a brand new one. They were just in the studio last week working on it. We're going to play that tomorrow. One other thing, Mike, I have a stack of emails sitting here a mile high. We were going to get into, we just kind of got pushed back a little bit. All this news with the trade deadline, things like that. So we'll hit emails tomorrow. We'll hear the new song from the guys at Rock Solid. Rock solid.
Easy for you to say.
You know what I mean? It always comes out to me naturally. It comes out of my mouth. Rock hard.
Yeah.
Like rock. And then I got to stop and make myself think for a second. Rock solid, everybody. I apologize, guys. You know that. I'm not the smartest person. You know that as well.
Well, everyone knows that.
So Rock Solid Entertainment, brand new song tomorrow. Just come out. You're gonna love it. Email. Let me jump, Mike, now over to the trivia question of the day. Of course, everybody knows we're not playing anybody this week, and what we did to change it up a little bit, because we've been doing trivia on the teams that have been opposing the Steelers that week. So now that we're in a bye, I can now take any team I want. I could take any team, and I could pick it out of all the teams only, Mike, that's left on our schedule. I can't take a team like the Cardinals and give you a trivia. I can only take the teams that are left on the schedule. So today, Mike, it's an Atlanta Falcons trivia.
Dirty Birds.
All right. You think how you feel confident about this? Do you like the Dirty Birds? Do you
no, I feel
good going into this.
I have no confidence whatsoever.
I tell you what, you pick up your pencil, you'll have all the confidence in the world. You ready?
I am ready.
The pencil of confidence that
where's my pen? There it is.
Yeah, there. All right. I just wanted to see if you really had a pencil. I know you.
I
do.
I have a pen.
All right. Okay. Whatever. Okay. All right, Mike. So here is the trivia question of the day. Are you ready? This is our Atlanta Falcons trivia
ready.
question of the day. The Atlanta Falcons drafted quarterback Michael Vick with what pick of the 2001 NFL draft? Let me read that for you one more time.
Ooh.
The Atlanta Falcons drafted quarterback Mike Vick with what pick of the 2001 NFL draft? And go.
Oh, yeah. I think I know this one.
All right. So, Michael.
Yes.
Question of the day, of course, is an Atlanta Falcons question we have coming up in the future here. The Steelers have them on the schedule, so that is the question of the day. It's going to be an Atlanta Falcons question. The question is, the Atlanta Falcons drafted quarterback Michael Vick with what pick of the 2001 NFL draft? And who do you say, Mike? What do you feel was the draft pick that Michael Vick was picked with?
There we go. Now I feel better. I feel more confident now that I am full screen for this one. First overall, they took Michael Vick.
First overall. And is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and lock Mike in on his. You said that's a first overall, correct?
First overall, they took him numero uno.
All right. So let's go ahead and lock you in. Mike is locked in on number one pick. The first pick overall in the NFL draft of 2001 was Michael Vick, is what you're saying.
That is what I am saying.
All right. Mike says first overall.
First overall. Please tell me I'm right. Yeah.
And that is very correct. My great job. Michael Vick was, in fact, the number one overall pick in 2001. Dan Reeves from the Atlanta Falcons was the coach. He couldn't wait to take the car for a ride. It was a big thing. They had another quarterback in place at the time. I want to say Chris Chandler. I could be wrong, but they had to put him in the garage for a bit to mature, to paint him up, to make him beautiful and everything for the first spin. Mike, I remember Dan Reeves could not wait. He couldn't wait. Could you?
Mm-hmm.
This was the first quarterback that ever came out of college that looked and played just like Mike Vick did. And you start of obviously seeing it now with the talents, the speed coming from that quarterback position. But back then he was the prime target, man. Nobody came out like him. Not even Cordell Stewart.
Mm-mm.
He was just so fast. The guy was amazing. You are 100% correct, Mike. It was the number one pick in the 2001 draft. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mike, do you have anything before we take off for the day, sir?
Real quick, I forgot to bring it up when we were talking sports, but Daniel Snyder has contacted Bank of America to sell, so he can sell the Washington Commanders.
Oh man. You know what? It's yeah. Well, you know what? We'll get into that tomorrow.
We'll get into that. Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, so I just happened to see that pop up on ESPN, and I saw it on like Twitter earlier, and I didn't see anything official, but now I just saw it was official.
Okay, there you have it.
But yeah, so there's that to look forward to tomorrow for just a little bit, because we got a lot of stuff to go.
And when we start talking about that team from Washington, it could get a little little hairy in here.
that football team.
Yes. But hey, everybody, we do thank you a million times over. Thank you for hanging with us.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate you a million times. Believe me.
Yes,
thank you so much. For Ryan, for Mike, who's grounded and in his room there.
I am locked away.
Two-time Yinzer.